There's our standard disclaimer that you should all know about. Real estate investing has risks. This is our main meeting in October. Bill Cook will be coming to both Raleigh and Charlotte, and Bill is going to talk about how you can do deals in any market, and specifically in relation to the crazy market we're seeing right now with spiking interest rates and everybody's panicking. So if you're having worries about the market, come see Bill Cook in either Raleigh or Charlotte. In November, in both Raleigh and Charlotte, we will have a Battle of the Investors panel. Super interesting. You'll have a landlord, a wholesaler, a rehabber, an STR, a long-term landlord, and a commercial. And they are going to tell you why their way of investing is the best. And you can ask them questions and learn a little about each of those. December 2nd is our Raleigh chapter holiday party. If you're in a different chapter, we'll be announcing those dates soon. Always a super fun time. And this year we're having the cash booth again. If any of you remember that, you get to see how much cash you can grab. These are our Saturday seminars through the rest of the year for the fourth quarter. If you don't know about these, they're really great for two reasons. Number one, it's because you get a full days of instruction about, $2,500 class for usually under $100. They're usually 47 or 97. That is because we participate with other RIAs nationwide, and we each pledge an expert to teach one of these classes so that we're able to keep those prices low because we're all cooperating. And the second reason they're so great is because you don't actually have to be there. As long as you register within a week after the class, you get the recording to download and all the materials, as well as the chat. And so if you're building your form or video library, these are great. Obviously, the September 24th one just passed, but you can still get it if you email one of us. If you want, you can get the recordings. And then we have two more that carries through the year. I don't know that they'll be adding more. I think they're maybe trying to avoid November and December because those months get so busy. So this is probably it through the end of the year. This is now full, I believe, estimating repairs workshop. So it's too late to register for that. Should probably take that slide out. But it's not too late to register for Prep Wholesale. We have a new one of those starting on October 21st. The class will meet on Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you are. Anyone can join in, and the class will actually go out, get a property under contract. You will learn what contracts to use, how to use them. You'll learn how to talk to sellers. You will learn various different ways of finding properties. The first student who brings back a property, that's the one we'll work on. Once we get a property under contract, we will then work on marketing and how to find buyers. And then you'll learn how to close with your end buyer. So it's actually doing a wholesale deal. And last time we did it, we had 20 students. And I told them, if you've got more than one property under contract, we'll do them. Well, I don't care, but they ended up only getting one. So we did one, but the class will go until it ends, until you get a property and flip the contract. We are always looking for board members and volunteers. You can shoot us email there if you're interested. And that is a typo. It's supposed to say ncreia.com. But if you're interested, we can send you an application. Generally, you would start as a volunteer and then work up to a board member. But if you have any specific talents, let us know. We're always open to suggestions. And volunteering like that is the absolute number one way to get involved in NCREIA and really get known. You meet everyone, and you're in a really good position to make contacts and people who will want to do deals and all kinds of things like that. We have a podcast now. You can find it anywhere you get your podcast. In addition, they're always looking for people to interview. So if you think you have something to talk about, let any board member know, and we will put you in touch with Eric or Barry. But it's real interesting to listen to. We have a new social media team, and they want your photos. So please, any meeting you're at, take photos and send them to photos@ncreia.com. It doesn't have to be a meeting either. It can be a rehab that you have or an interesting deal that you see, anything that would be of interest to members. They would love to receive your photos and videos. These are a couple discounts we have. Burr Loans, if you scan that, that'll take you right to our member portal, where they have programs for our members, and they have all kinds of loans from, you know, long-term to bridge loans to STR loans, Airbnb loans. I don't know if they have transactional loans, but they do have a lot of different kinds of loans. And of course, Connected Investors is why you're here tonight. If you have not done that yet, it may be very beneficial for you to scan that right now and go ahead and sign up for the 7-day trial for $1, because it'd be most helpful to have it while they're Karen and Dana are going through the instructions tonight. So if you haven't, take a moment and do that. The national plan is what you want. The upfront fee of $1,500 is waived, but you have to use that scan. Otherwise, you'll end up with that fee. So you don't want to do that. Go ahead and get that 7-day free trial. We have 2 new subgroups, depending on where you live. We're going to have one in Wake Forest, which has their first meeting coming up in October, the first Monday of every month, and that will be the first meeting in October. The Lake Gaston subgroup is still in the process of forming. If you're interested in that one or helping with it or getting involved, shoot an email and we will put you in touch with the folks who are putting that one together. And as always, keep your eye on the calendar.
Kath, additionally, with the Wake Forest subgroup, because it's in the inaugural meeting, we will be doing a draw for a free annual membership draw, but you have to be in the room to be in the deal.
Yeah, that's a great deal. A free annual membership. So if you're not a member, come on out and you might get one for free. If you are a member, we'll just extend your membership for another year for free. This is just a little overview of all of our monthly meetings. We try to have something for everyone. So our live meetings right now are Raleigh centric, and we are really hoping to expand that once our other chapters grow to a point where we can. But also for that reason, we do have quite a number on Zoom, so that like this one, you can participate from anywhere. So welcome. We thank you for being here. And with that, I will turn it over to Karen and Dana.
Thank you, Kathy. Just a few housekeeping things. On the call tonight, we of the board members, obviously Kathy Russell, who was just doing the slides, myself, Leslie Ortiz, and Dana Burrell. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about Dana in a moment. Do we have a
Jesus is here as well, Karen.
Who?
Jesus.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus, there you are. I didn't see you. You're too quiet. Do we have any of our Texas folks? Because we are allowing, we're rolling this out to the Lone Star RIA, and I think we do have a few of the Texas folks. If we do, welcome. I'd love for you in the chat real quickly to put if you are a current user of PEN or potentially looking to sign up. We just kind of want to get an idea of what we have. So if you can, go ahead and do that. I see some current, sign up, current, great. Keep going.
Kicking the tires.
I like kicking the tires.
All right.
That's a good one. Great. Good deal. Well, thank you to those that are. I did want to mention Dana is a board member. Long story short, we kind of were very fortunate. Connected Investors does an Investor of the Year, and that's pretty much throughout, you know, their whole United States area. Luckily for us, the Investor of the Year happened to be Dana, who lives in Charlotte. So as part of her onboarding process for Investor of the Year, we were able to meet with her and be a part of that. And she became a member, and we snagged her for a board position. So Dana, we're very fortunate to have you. Dana is helping us grow the Charlotte market. So we are looking forward to growing that market much bigger. What I want to do now, for those of you that do not have Connected Investors, you, as Kathy said, you would be wise to go ahead and do the free 7-day. It's a little bit easier to follow through if you have it. So it's just, you know, we looked for years at what the best is. And, you know, Kathy, I think, had Real eFlow. I've had PropStream, I've had Connected Investors. And we just really felt Connected Investors is by far the best one out there for our members. So I highly encourage you. A lot of people think it's just a deal finding software, which it is, but it's so much more. Dana will share a couple minutes on how she started and used it, but also, like, I use it with the contracts. I have not really Airbnbs, but I do for traveling nurses. So mine are 2 to 3 month leases. I do all my leases. They have a portal on there. You can do a lease, a contract on anything. So make sure you check it out. I do want to let Dana spend just a couple minutes on how she found Connected Investors and fast forward how she became the Investor of the Year. So Dana, do you mind sharing that with us?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate that introduction. Yes, so I had signed up for Connected Investors in January of 2020. And I was tire kicking with it. I wasn't doing anything with it for just a couple of months. And then the shutdown happened and I picked it back up. And I went through some of the resources, but my main goal was to find sellers so that I could wholesale properties. That was my goal. I sat for about 3 months doing that, reaching out to sellers via email, phone calls, bumbling all over the place. But I found my footing. Consistency really pays off. And that was about April or May. And by June, it was gaining traction. And I had sellers calling me back because I was staying consistent with my postcards, with my phone calls, and emails, periodically. Closed on the first 3 deals. I had 3 in 1, very fortunate. Got that under contract in July. Contracts are right there in Connected Investors, and they are tailor-made for whatever you need. And put those properties under contract, closed in August, changed my life. And not only is Connected Investors a platform for you to find deals, but it's also a platform for you to connect with other investors throughout the country. I don't know how many people I have, in my Connected Investors, friends, so to speak. I don't even know the word for it. But at any rate, lots of connections, finding sellers and buyers and flippers, those who are doing all kinds of deals. It's all there in Connected Investors. Another thing that I was able to do with Connected Investors, if you do the nationwide, is they built me a website. And of course, I had something to do with it, but I was able to build a website to gain credibility with Connected Investors. I find all of my deals through Connected Investors, and I market my deals on Connected Investors and other platforms as well, now that I've got more experience, and it's been a game changer for me.
Great, Dana, thank you so much. And Dana's a little bit humble. In 2 years, keep in mind, guys, she was working a full-time job and did what, 24 deals, 27?
25 deals.
25 deals,
Mm-hmm.
working full-time. So the platform works. It's got so much to it. I feel like I get something out of it every single time that I do it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to show you a couple short videos, and then we are going to just really open it up for questions and answers. Be thinking about any questions you have. If you want to put them in the chat, Kathy and Leslie are going to kind of be monitoring that. And
Okay.
we will make sure we get those answered. So bear with me. I am going to share my screen and make this bigger. And so the first one I'm going to show you is a little about exporting the data. You know, you can go in and many ways of using this, but you know, one of the ways when I started, and I know Dana did too, is, you know, find a zip code. And then within that zip code, what do I want to look at as motivation? Do I want to do pre-foreclosures? Do I want to do probate? And then you can export that to a spreadsheet. And whether you call them, that is where you do your skip tracing. So I'm going to show this quick video.
Hi, everybody. This is Dan with Connected Investors. And in this video, I'd like to show you how to export your leads into a CSV file so that you can view them in Excel or a similar program to easily manage a large list of data. So the first thing we'll do here is complete a search. So for this example, let's just do Wilmington, North Carolina. So like always, we'll do a few letters of the search, and then we'll get a list of drop-down options, and we'll want to select from those drop-downs to initiate that search. From here, I can either filter these options down further, or I can go to the bottom bar here and select a specific motivation to view just the properties that fall under those criteria. So let's do bank owned and get 87 properties here. And let's say I'd like to export this list so I can go through these properties in Excel and further dive into the available data. So what I can do is just click List View, drag this over to see more of the list here. And then you'll see I have these boxes in the corner here. So I can either select a few properties and then click Export Selection to export those properties, or I can click the topmost box here next to Grade, and then I can export all of these files. So if I click that, I'll get the option to name my export. So I will just call this Wilmington Bank Owned, and then click Export. You'll then see a pop-up in the bottom right corner here, and then it'll say File Ready to Download. All I need to do is click Download, and then the CSV file will download to my computer. If I click that, then the exported file will show up in either Excel or Numbers or whatever program you prefer and you have installed on your computer. I can then go through this data, see all the information, and edit this document with all the tools available to me in these rich spreadsheet editing programs. Thank you so much for watching.
Awesome.
All right. So of that, what kind of questions, are there any questions? Whoops. On that, what kind of questions do we have?
Hi, this is Diana calling. I'm looking at my screen while you're doing it. So where, okay, he put in a zip code and then properties popped up and then he went by what he selected. Then he clicked, what did he click to get all of the properties listed?
The
Then
list.
to export.
You're gonna hit the list, and it's right under, hold on, let me pull mine up.
It's at the
Okay.
very
So
top.
when you have your properties, okay, all of them
Okay.
pop up on the right. There are the 4 little boxes and then 4 lines. List
Okay.
view. You're gonna hit the list view. And that's where you're gonna be able to export your leads.
Okay.
You can do them individually or you can do them all at once. For me, I scrub my list because I'm specific about what I want now. And so I may not do townhomes. So I'm looking through the list as I'm getting ready to export it. So I'm doing them individually as opposed to hitting that top button and exporting them all. Make sense?
Yes, and I have another question about that list.
Yes.
I called them yesterday and asked this. Okay, in my list, it'll say pre-foreclosure, expired listing. That means that property has already been sold, right?
No, that doesn't mean that. It means that it has been listed and the listing has expired. It doesn't necessarily mean it's been sold. So you can cross-reference for free by using Zillow or Realtor.com to find out if that property is actually sold, if it's a property you're interested in marketing to. Does
Okay,
that make, okay?
okay.
Yeah, Diana, which brings up a good point. Some of the properties you may pull up, if you don't get specific on the motivation, it may
Exactly.
show you multiple, and that means there's different motivations. It may be an out-of-state owner, it may be a vacant property, it may have just
Zombie
fallen off
property.
of MLS. It could be multiple things. It doesn't mean it's a multi-family. It means there are multiple motivations. Does that make
Oh.
sense?
Yes, okay, thanks.
Karen, do you want the questions from the chat?
Sure. Yeah, we can,
Yeah,
about
that would be
this,
great.
yes.
Okay, if you did that search and came up with owners that have email addresses, how would you export that to an email program so I could send a mass email to all of them?
GMOS is a really good platform and you can send up to 50 emails for free with GMOS. You just have to sign up. It's a part of Gmail. And so you can sign up through Gmail for GMOS.
But
to
he's
send out,
asking
and then
how
it would
you would.
excuse me.
Sorry, go ahead.
When you sign up and you'll have to get familiar with the GMOS, you'll send out in bulk and it'll ask you from what list to pull from. And that list will, if you have it in Excel, it will pull up all your lists that you already have downloaded on your computer. And you'll be able to pull it from there and add that into your GMOS.
So
Gmail.
basically Tim Burrell would load those emails into Excel, and then that would sync with his email program, whatever he
Yes.
has. Yeah, okay.
That's correct.
All right. Bonita Mitchell's asking, are there tutorials available on the platform? Yes, Bonita, there are
Oh my gosh.
tons of them. There's more than you can ever watch. And Bonita's also asking, does this have a built-in CRM tool for following up?
It has,
Yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Dana.
it has a workroom. Right at the top, if you'll notice, while you're in your pin, there is a workroom for you to put all of your leads in. So that is essentially your CRM. Or you can create your own in a back office like your Drive. Or if you want to pay for one, there's always plenty of them out there.
I do know this. I do know that the Connected Investors is looking at putting a CRM on here. That is something they are working on.
Dana, can you spell the name of GMOS? Tim says his ears are 73 years old.
All right, Mr. 73-year-old ears. It is GMASS, GMAS. I might have said it wrong, GMAS.
Okay, and then Jamela Harrison's asking, does sending the bulk emails through GMOS trigger spam warnings in people's email provider?
It does. You know, nothing is perfect. And so it is going to trigger some spam. You can go in there and critique it. It will send you notices of how many are being open, how many are going to spam, and what's not being opened. And so then you're able to then go in and critique things.
Okay, and Marcus Morrow has his hand up. Marcus, if you want to unmute and ask your question.
Marcus, we can't hear you.
You have to
You're
unmute.
muted.
No,
You're
sir.
not muted now, but we can't hear you.
We see you just fine.
Yeah. You want to type it in chat? I can't really, I don't know. I can't hear him.
I saw his little button go off and then.
Yeah. Huh. Marcus, if you want to drop it in chat, or if you want to, we're going to give you at the end our emails, and just email us the question. That is, you're more than welcome to do that. I know Pam Fox, you had asked, can you show the QR code again? For the 7-day?
I'm emailing it to her. I
Okay.
can't copy and paste it into the chat. It won't let me. So unless you want me to show it to everyone again, if anyone else wants, I'm just emailing it to Pam.
Yeah, and you can also go on the NCREA website under affiliate partners. If you click on Connected Investors, I believe it takes you right there.
It does. That's correct.
Hi, Karen. You still unable to hear me, I'm assuming?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Got you.
Okay, excellent. Dana, thank you for your time.
Oh,
Thank you. My biggest question is I'm currently just started with Connected Investors last week, and I'm going through the tutorials. Is there
okay.
anything that you would recommend beyond the tutorials to kind of learn and ramp up in the process?
Absolutely. Did you go through the fast? Well, first of all, thank you. And congratulations. I applaud you for getting involved. I would definitely recommend the Fast Start. Have you gone through Fast Start? So you've gone
I'm
through
on
all those
lesson 2.
tutorials. That is awesome. So when you hit your resource, you go down the user guide. There is so much more in that resource center. And then places for you to sign up to the weekly meetings that they give on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
thank
just
you.
a wealth of information in there. You could be learning something every day while you're taking action on the road to closing your first deal.
Okay, there's
And
one more question before we move on, and that
I'm
is
sorry.
send property information to sellers.
Say again.
Can you send property information to seller? Oh, sorry. They said, sorry, they meant buyers. Can you send property information to buyers?
Yeah. I send an everything report, which is right there in for every property that you choose to market to. There's an everything report in there as well. I'll send that along whenever I'm marketing a property to a buyer. Because that is from the county. That information is pulled straight from the county. And so they're getting firsthand information.
So,
I hope that answered the question.
yeah, in lieu of time, I think what we might do, instead of playing one more video, I
Okay,
wanted to pull a couple homes for you and
lovely.
show you, and that will show you the everything report Dana was just speaking of. And that'll allow us a little bit more time for questions and answers. So I was kind of looking through, and I wanted to give you some properties that I thought might interest you in looking at various things with it.
Why don't you go to the 7808?
All right, let's do
We
78.
can get more specific, guys. We don't have to go to just areas, zip codes, counties. We can get specific and go to a specific property.
So this one
Okay.
interested me. You know, I look at the pictures. Obviously, it needs a little landscaping. I scroll down. Can y'all all see my screen as I'm scrolling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, right at 1,300 square feet on 0.349 acres. It is a pre-foreclosure. That is the motivation. We'll scroll down. Estimated debt is 50,000. Tax value, it gives you that. Comp report and an everything report. So I'm going to do the everything report, which Dana was speaking of.
This is what I
Yeah.
send to buyers when I send along the pictures. I send this everything report as well.
Yeah, because you can see right here, New Hanover County data as of 9/13. So this gives you a value range, a little description of the property. Let's see.
Land use, mobile home, 3 bedrooms, the square footage, the year it was built.
Any involuntary liens, this shows none. It just truly gives you a little bit of everything, a little bit about the tax value,
Mhm.
listing history. So far, it's not been listed. Comps kind of shows you where it is. You can blow the map up. There are no comparable data. Let's see. This, I love this.
Yes. New listings.
Yeah, I
Enclosed.
think this really gives you a lot of information. If you keep scrolling down, this truly is an everything report.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna click out of that. I'm gonna see if there are any comps. Some there are, some there aren't.
That's
just like
right.
any system.
Are we looking at the other one?
Yeah, well, just a second. I'm pulling this one up. Come on. As it's pulling up, the one thing I really like, this down here, this tells you who their bank is, approximately what their mortgage is. So you have some, you know, some meat to work with. This one, well, here we go. Here's some comps
Whoa, look at those comps.
right there. Again, Dana, I don't know, when, as a wholesaler, do you send that out to your potential buyers?
Yes, absolutely. And
Okay.
and I might highlight a few of those comps so they will hone into, as long as it's comparable to my property that I'm looking to sell. So I'm going to be looking at the square footage. Does it match the square footage as close as possible? I don't always look at the beds and bath. I always look at the square footage though. And that seems to make a difference. And I'll go in because you can, once you download this and have it saved, you can highlight it and point out certain aspects of it.
Yeah, and I do. I like the map. It gives me
Mhm.
a little, you know, I know this area, so it gives me a little bit more of a where these are. Again, it gives you a little bit of the market trends, 5-year value trend. You can see that. Wow. So just great information on this. I'm going to pull one more up. This one just kind of stuck to me because of, well, you'll see when I pull it up. Let's see, 6306. Well, am I spelling it wrong, Dana?
Yeah, I don't know because it's not pulling up for me either. Did you give me the right address, woman?
I know I did. All right, so let's do, I can find it real quick. This one was interesting because the house was so bad, or so we
Ooh.
think, you couldn't even see the house.
Gad Wall. It's Gad Wall.
Okay,
Gad Wall with an A.
6306.
If you type it slowly, they'll slowly populate,
Here it is, right
and you
here.
may see your property in there that you're looking
There
for.
is our beauty.
Oh, look at that equity.
Yeah. So I was kind of it just, kind of fascinated me, this picture. So kind of started looking, this is a good size 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,100 square feet. I like this because I wanted to show you multiple motivations. This one has 3. It's vacant, it's high buyability, and it's an absentee owner.
Love
So
it.
there are 3
Love it.
motivations.
Can
Yeah.
one thing I like about it as well, another motivation to me is what they bought it for.
Yes.
I'm looking at, I compare what the last sale in
Yep.
comparison to the ARV now. So no matter how you slice this pie, this seller is going to make money
Yeah, because she bought it
at
in-
105.
Yeah, in 2017.
Right.
Right here, if you wanted to skip trace, you click that. It's truly that easy. Gives you a phone number and her email. This tells you who her mortgage is with. She's got about 68% equity when the mortgage was taken out. Obviously, we know because she bought it then. A little bit about, tells you it's the composite shingle roof, single family, assessed condition, good. Then it gives you a few little comps right here. Somebody's got somebody talking in the background.
Yeah, if y'all could mute, if you have noise in the background, please mute.
So this one just fascinated me because of the 3 motivations. And obviously this little puppy needs some help here. Go ahead.
And so what I would do when I don't have a picture, then I'll go on another platform like Zillow or Redfin to see if they have pictures to get it, kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you can see back here a little bit. It looks
Mhm.
kind of like a brick ranch.
Yeah,
Which
it looks
there are a
like
lot of
brick
those.
ranch.
Yeah, a lot of those in Wilmington. So Dana, I'll ask you, as a pretty good pen user, you see this, how would you proceed? Would you call them? What would you do with this lead?
Oh, I would do a little bit more cross-referencing because I want to see a little bit more of the property. So I would then go on to Zillow and I would check it out and see if there's a picture I could, but the numbers are already great to me. Because of what they bought it for, because of what the ARV is, the equity is outstanding, and because of the motivation. So yeah, I'm going to email them because there's an email in there. I'm going to send a postcard and I'm going to follow it up with a phone call.
If that's a good point for this question, if y'all are okay. Jamie Huntley is asking, I've pulled up properties with numbers that are listed as do not call. Does that mean you should not contact them?
That is correct.
What, do you know where that comes from? Are they like on the do not call list, Dana?
Yeah, when they come up in red DNC, that means that they've asked not to be contacted. Have I called some of them? Yes.
Means proceed at your own risk. That's what that means.
Yeah, I've taken a risk because I see they're in pre-foreclosure. These people are in trouble.
Well, let me
And-
tell you something too, y'all, about the do not call list. That is for solicitation. So technically, if you call someone to try to buy their property, you are not in violation of the do not call list because you are not soliciting to sell them something.
That's
Just
right.
FYI. There's another question here. Bonita Mitchell's asking, can you stack filters?
Stack filters. I'm not sure I'm understanding the question.
Use more than one at a time?
Oh, no, you cannot. Okay, so on the filters part, you can, and then you can come down to the motivation. You can only do one filter at a time, and you can only do one motivation. But you can also, if you truly wanted to stack them, then I wouldn't put in any filters or any motivations. Then you'd get them all.
Right. especially if you're doing like a zip code or a, you know, a smaller city or, you know, something, if you're from a smaller town or focusing on a smaller concentrated area, you know, it's going to be much easier just to get them all in there and see what the potential is for all of them. So let's, I'm gonna pull this down and stop the screen sharing. And I am going to, well, I'm gonna try. Am I still screen sharing?
I think
Kathy, can you still see my screen?
I can see your screen, but it's just your home screen.
Why in the world can I not stop? Oh, here we go. Stop share. Okay. So let's kind of just open it up. If you want to put your questions in the chat, and this can be a question on any of it. It doesn't have to be the two things that are the thing that we kind of showed the videos on, or the two houses we showed. This can truly be about any question you have about connected investors.
Here's one. I've seen a lot of reviews saying that the data, i.e. foreclosure status, phone numbers, etc., are very old / no longer valid. What's been your experience?
You know, no data is 100%. I wouldn't say very old. I do run into some where it's, you know, you may have something that's pre-foreclosure and then it's out of pre-foreclosure. People tend to catch up, you know, sometimes with their fees that they're behind, but yeah, again, nothing is 100%, but I don't run into that as far as it being old data. No.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it was at least
Kathy,
good enough that it got you 25 deals in 2 years.
Absolutely. Well, we're going on 28. I'm closing on one this week. And yeah, it's enough for me to close on deals. And so when I'm, you know, unsure of the data, I'll do some cross-referencing. And you can do that with so many other free resources.
yeah, and Kathy, you pulled up, I think we were talking about it, and you pulled up a house that you bought recently and everything was correct with
Yeah,
you. wasn't it?
it was actually my Wilmington Airbnb, and
Wow.
Karen questioned it because it came up as a motivation because it said that it was vacant and non-owner occupied, and both of those things are true. So
But it was
You're
correct
was
that it had
it was
you
absolutely
as
correct.
the owner.
Does Connected Investors have any scripts for phone, text, emails?
Everyone, it has for a phone, for text, and for emails. And it's right there in your resources.
So what has been the
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Diana.
what has been the best way, sending out postcards or emails or texts or whatever? I mean, what's worked the best for you?
So I'm going to tell you, like another successful wholesaler told me, every marketing piece works as long as you're consistent. For me, it has been postcards. I religiously send out my postcards every Thursday without fail. And I always get calls back by Monday or Tuesday. People are calling me. Do I close on every deal? No, absolutely not. But gaining that consistency has my phone ringing. So for me, it's been postcards, but don't sleep on emails. I've closed on 3 deals from emails. I've closed on several by just calling them. I've never done a door knocking. I really want to do a door knocking. But postcards have been it for me.
Yeah. Tim Burrell, I know you had your hand up, and then I'll get back to the chat. If you want to unmute.
Yeah, actually, that last one was my question in terms of what was your best technique. What do you say on your postcard?
Hey, my name is Dana, and I'm an investor in the area. I'd like to possibly buy your property. We pay cash. We close quickly. No fees for you to pay. Give me a call. Quick, short, and simple. When I started, I was writing a whole book. and getting very little callbacks, but you make it short and simple, letting them know you're going to pay cash, you're going to close quickly, and they have nothing to pay. It's going to catch their attention.
Definitely. Benita is asking any scripts for phone, emails, text.
We
already
answered
have
that one.
Karen.
Oh,
It's
you
all
did?
in the
Okay.
resources.
Yeah, definitely.
Jamala Harrison has a
And
hand.
with the, can I say something about the scripts, phone call, emails? Before you start reading off of that, you want to read those a few times,
Yes.
just to get, you know, a feel for it, and also find your own, what's the word I'm looking for?
You
Just,
don't want to sound like you're reading a script.
yes,
Say it-
right.
Do it to yourself in front of the mirror a few times.
And smile. Smile. Believe it or not, people can feel that from you. Trust me when I say smile while you're talking on the phone.
Positive
Jamala.
energy.
That's right. They can feel it, and you'd be surprised. People will just share their lives with you and have a conversation with them. Just have a conversation.
Jamala, if you'd like to unmute.
Yeah, so we're total newbies to all of this and we're still trying to understand everything. But when you say like you put on your postcard, we'll pay cash, we close quick, etc., like, are you actually paying the cash, or are you putting that listing out somewhere where an investor sees it and you say it has to be an all cash offer, and they will like, we're trying to understand how that whole process works. Like if you talk to somebody and they're interested, how does the transaction actually work?
No, I'm not actually paying cash, but my partner buyers will be the ones paying the cash. So essentially my partners are paying for that. And I call everyone I come in contact who is an investor. Those are my partners. The ones who buy my properties, those are my partners. And once I get it under contract, and in the contract, it's stated somewhere that I have the right to market and or assign this contract. And so then I assign it, I'm actually selling the contract to another buyer.
So
An end
Jamala, what Dana just described to you is wholesaling. Dana is a wholesaler. But we do want to stress this platform is certainly not limited to wholesalers. So the
Oh,
answer to your
yes.
question depends on who's using it. So for example, I am not a wholesaler. If I found the same property that Dana did, I would be paying for it because I'm a rehabber. So that answer to your question depends on your strategy.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And Jamala, if you're interested in wholesaling, sign up for our wholesale class. Dana will be being a guest instructor on some of this. So if you want to learn more about wholesaling, that's a really great way to do it. Michael,
Like try building an apartment complex.
Michael
if you get
Scotto
money.
has his hand up.
Yeah, hi, this is Mike. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I don't want to do residential.
So
What?
if you were going
I'm not doing
that-
residential.
So hold on one second. I'm sorry. Anthony Johnson, could you please mute yourself? Sorry, Michael, go ahead.
in that scenario you were just describing, if you were going to purchase that, are there contracts online that allow you to do that, or is that something separate?
It's
There are contracts in Connected Investors, yes.
Contract Genie, it's called.
If you buy, you have to sign up for the national plan.
Right, the 149. But also if, Michael, are you talking about for wholesaling in particular?
I'm not familiar with wholesaling.
Okay,
So if I wanted to do that, there's a learning curve for me. I would probably be more interested in buying direct. And then the other question I have, if you do buy direct, are you buying that sight unseen, or how does that process work?
No, this is just for you to find properties. You would buy just as you normally would. You'd go out and look at them.
absolutely.
So once you contact the owner, you would make some sort of agreement on the property itself.
Yeah,
Like
and so
on the
I mean,
price.
this session is about how to use Connected Investors, and we're sort of going afield of that. You know, that's probably a topic for another night, but that it certainly that depends on your strategy, but using connected investors is a way to find properties. Using connected investors does not limit how you would, what, if you found a property by driving by and seeing it, or if you found a property advertised in a newspaper or Facebook, you would use whatever the same process by finding your property on connected investors. There's Alfonso Gober is asking, I'm an investor. Where can I look for funding for the wholesaler? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Alfonso. Could you unmute and explain a little bit?
Yes, like when a wholesaler comes to me with a contract and I'm an investor buying properties and I'm looking for funding for my rehab and all, do they have a listing of funding company like private lenders that would help me to buy that property for the wholesaler? If
From
you
the
don't have,
wholesale, you mean you're buying from a wholesaler?
correct.
Okay. Are you an NCREA member?
No, I'm getting ready to sign up October 1st.
Okay, well, once you sign up, you will find that we have, and we joke about this in our meetings. If you say the thing that is holding you back from buying real estate is money, you're not doing it right, because we have lenders, they come to all of our main meetings and set up a table so you can talk to them. They're all listed on our website and they'll be all available to you once you become a member, and they will be happy to loan you money if you have a good deal.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Welcome.
There's another question in there that we didn't get to. What platform you use for postcards? And there is something within Connected Investors. It is GoPrint. And for me personally, I do my own postcards.
But GoPrint is part of Connected Investors, you said?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
And there
yeah.
is there is an added fee for that. Let me, stress that.
But
That was
that's just the mailing fee, right, Dana? Like
yes,
for
the
them to
mailing
mail
fee.
them out for you.
Yeah, I've used them and I've gotten good results from that, but for the most part, I use my own postcards. I make my
So
own.
there are a lot of services out there that will mail
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. Connected Investors have one, so you'd probably just want to check their prices against others.
Yes, great.
So do we have any additional questions? Please know that my email is in the chat. I think Dana, you've got yours is what, Charlotte@ncrea.com, or have we
Yes, I
set yours
believe
up?
so.
Huh?
I believe so.
Send it to me. I'll get it to Dana for now. If
Oh,
you,
gosh.
any other questions, can we?
I have a
anybody-
question.
Okay.
To sign up, what do I choose as a chapter Fed bill? I mean, there's a listing of, because all I see when I get these emails is from Raleigh and Charlotte. Is there like a Fed bill listing where I become a member?
There
of
is,
Fedville?
but you
Oh,
just click
yes.
on, it's part of the Raleigh chapter. Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, and it doesn't really matter. We just do that to know kind of where you are geographically. But understand, as a member, you can go to any of the meetings. You can go to all 4 chapter meetings if you so choose to. It doesn't limit you to anything.
Okay, because I was concerned about that. I didn't want to sign up for Raleigh, then had to go
No,
to
sir.
Raleigh. Okay,
No, sir, you can go to any of them.
That's right.
all right.
Michael Scotto?
Sorry, I just trying to understand. So if we sign up for the 7-day free trial, you're saying if we use that promo code NCREA, that extends to a year?
No,
Oh.
if you use normally Connected Investors has a $1,500 upfront setup fee. I know because I paid it 5 years ago. We have a deal with them. If you go through the NCREA, they waive that $1,500. And there's a $1 for 7-day trial with that. And then after that, if you do the nationwide, it's $149 a month for everything. And that, you know, the thing we like about it is it includes everything. Your skip tracing, there's not other fees unless you do the postcards or something. A lot of the platforms, you know, they're great platforms, but it's kind of like an a la carte. You buy a steak and you gotta
Right.
pay extra for your baked potato, your salad. And I know as investors, we kind of like to know what our monthly fee is. So
That's right.
that's the beauty of Connected Investors, the skip tracing, the contracts, everything is a part of that $149 a month.
So are you
Um,
signing up for a 1-year contract or is it month to month?
No,
I
no,
think
you
the way
can
it works
cancel.
is when you sign up for that 7-day free trial, they ask you for your credit card, and if you don't cancel after that 7 days, you'll go into the plan. So
But
make,
you can cancel at any time.
yeah, you just
you
make
so
sure if
choose.
you don't want to start paying, make sure to cancel at the end of 7 days.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
Bonito
Wow.
Mitchell is asking, does the Connected Investors platform show the ARV percent? It was 70 to 75%, but I'm seeing adjustments. I'm not sure I understand that. If you do, Dana, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, and so it doesn't necessarily show it in percentage wise, but if you would go into your apps, you would then have the opportunity to go, sorry, let me get it real quick. There is fast formulas, okay? And that fast formulas will allow you to break it down percentage wise. So you would put the actual ARV number in there and cost of repairs. It will break down that 70%. Is that making sense?
Yes.
It does the work for you in the fast formulas. You have, I'm sorry, hard money profit calculator, loan payment calculator, net operating income, fix and flip, maximum allowable offer, wholesaling, maximum allowable offer.
She says yes, you answered her question.
Okay, great.
Are the contracts state specific?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they definitely are.
Oh, love it.
Michael,
What is the
oh, we
recommended
got
way
you,
to learn
Michael.
about wholesaling? Well, Michael, we would recommend signing up for the prep wholesale class, which starts October 21st. You can find it on the NC Rio website. I don't know if you were here for the announcements, but that class is actually going to go through the entire process of doing an actual wholesale deal in real time, and you'll be there participating. Does Connected Investors recommend a rehab budget, and how does it come up with those numbers? Oh, I
Well, you all have
don't think so, does it, Dana? I mean, that's
it's
beyond the scope of.
The estimate repairs workshop coming.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
it's full.
right.
It's full.
NC
Oh,
RIA
boy.
has it, right, has the rehab
Estimating.
Estimating
coming up,
workshop.
right, workshop.
I can answer some of that question, because sometimes me as an investor, you could give me a contract and say, oh, it's like 25,000 repairs, but I may go in and say, I don't want to repair that. I'm going to repair this and this. So it's just giving me an estimate of how much.
A guesstimate, yeah.
Right. It's not an actual 25,000. That's what I'm going to use to rehab. I'm going to go there and look at it, or have somebody go there and look at it. And it might be 50,000. I don't know. And that's how some deals don't get closed.
Hey, a few people are asking about that QR code. Do you mind if I just put it up again really quick?
All
Absolutely,
right.
please. That'd be great.
Congratulations, kudos.
Okay, there you go, everyone who wants it. As Karen said, you can also go to ncria.com, click on, is it affiliate partners, Karen?
Yep.
And it'll take you right to it as well. So you can click right into it, but there it is. And y'all can keep asking questions while we have that up there.
Okay, we have time for just a couple more. Anybody else?
Come on, get those questions out there. Any
Yeah.
burning desires?
Don't be shy. If not, please, my email is Karen@ncria.com. It is in the chat. Take a picture of it. I'll put it in again, so it's at the bottom.
And just remember all the things we talked about here, including the QR code, including a list of all of our vendors, lenders, including the ability to sign up for the wholesaling class or not the estimating repairs workshop because it's full, are all found at ncria.com. And we will have another estimating repairs workshop in the first quarter, probably in Charlotte. Oh, there's one question here I don't think got asked. How do you access fast formulas on Connected Investors?
As soon as you open up your Connected Investors, right at the top, you're going to have Home, Alerts, and Resources. And you're going to hit the resource button. The Fast Start is the very first thing that pops up.
And that resource button is where you find just a wealth of knowledge. It's got like a little graduation cap on it, but it's just got everything you'll need to know right there under resources.
I wanted to add something real quickly to what Kathy was saying with NCREA. Not only does it offer all of these classes, but the networking is phenomenal. You are not going to find networking like this in some of these groups. Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
So how did you start wholesaling? Was it through NCREA or another way?
No, through Connected Investors. This is how I started.
No,
But
we
you needed to
found her
understand.
through Connected Investors. When we did this partnership with Connected Investors, they called us up and said, look, we do this Investor of the Year thing every year. And do you guys want to join in on that? So we said, heck yeah, we'll give them a free membership to our group, like as part of their prize. And so we went down and met Dana and filmed a little promo thing. And so it's the opposite. We found her through Connected Investors.
But did you have any experience wholesaling prior to signing up for a Connected Investor?
No.
Okay, and so you learned everything about wholesaling through
learned-
CI?
Through CI, yes.
Okay.
And, and networking and talking and just putting myself out there, asking questions. I learned it all, but it was Connected Investors that helped me to find my properties, helped me to network and find the people who could help me and walk me along. And yeah.
Thank you.
So, any other questions? I know I love Bonita. Where have you been all my life? I love that.
We've been right here, Bonita, waiting for you.
We're here. Join both. NCREA, NCI, get in.
Yeah.
So again, my email is in the chat. If you have any questions you think of, please just send them to me and we'll make sure we get them answered. Thank you for joining us tonight and hope to see you tomorrow night for commercial. Good night.
You all.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Have a
And
good night.
everybody stay
Thanks.
safe.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.